Hello, hello, it's Althea back with you, your feng shui coach. Um, Last week I spoke a lot about clutter and how we can release things. And I really want to deepen your understanding of clutter and how it can relate to your personality type when it comes to 5-element theory in feng shui. So there are 5 different elements that are also connected to one's personality type. And the reason that I think it's important for us all to look at clutter from this perspective is because things have shifted in our culture where there is this new emphasis on living a minimalist lifestyle, and there's kind of like a harshness that's coming out about what it means to have clutter in your home. And this minimalist idea kind of relates more to the metal element personality type. People who have the metal element personality type tend to do really well with organization, precision, and really keeping clutter, at bay. And so that's the metal's strength. And there's absolute beauty in this. It becomes an issue for people with other personality types because the idea of having very little around could be very upsetting for somebody who, let's say, is an earth type. An earth type person really likes to be hugged. They really like the feeling of nesting, and they really like having a lot of things around them, because feeling full is a big part of an earth element personality, feeling like you always have enough and everybody always has enough. So the idea of letting go of everything could bring up a lot of fear and sadness of feeling like one is empty. So anyways, I wanna go into each personality type and talk about where and when clutter starts to manifest for each personality type, so that we can begin to bring more awareness, more sensitivity, less shame and fear around having clutter, because really we only want to deal with this when it's actually creating an issue for you. And that's when it's a time to look at it, right? So I really want to kind of, I would love for feng shui to be associated with playfulness and curiosity, as opposed to a lot of the fear-based messaging that gets promoted even by feng shui practitioners, like never do this, and watch out for your health if you do this. Like, when people start to hear this message and come from a place of fear, that already kind of sets up a negative mindset and situation to really create change, because we don't want to necessarily be looking around our place feeling afraid, oh no, like what's going to happen if my bathroom is in the wrong location, or if I have clutter in this spot, does that mean like I'm gonna get majorly sick? Like I want for us all to kind of just take a breath here, right? And just be curious and know that that mess it's there for a reason. It's usually there for it has served some sort of positive intention in some way. And so we want to honor it, to accept the mess, right? To notice it, to accept it, to not judge it, to not feel like there's something wrong with us. that is like the very first place to start, is to really be compassionate with yourself for what's showing up in your space, and then to come with a certain kind of self-knowledge, which is what I'm going to be providing you with regarding the 5 element types, so that you can understand maybe some of the reasons why some of this clutter has accumulated for you in particular. Okay, so I think I'll just go ahead and start with the metal element. And as the week progresses, I want to talk about sort of the metal element personality, and also what are some of the symptoms that show up in your body when your metal is maybe out of balance, as well as what can be done in the home when certain aspects of your life that are connected to metal may be out of balance, or you need to adjust in some way. So this is really going to be like a weekly series devoted. Each week is going to be devoted to one elemental type. Okay, so stay tuned for learning about each element each week for the next 5 weeks. Okay, so let me just go ahead and go back into the metal element. So like I said, the metal strength is all about having that precision, that sense of clarity. If you think about, the metal blade, it cuts with precision. So it is, somebody who has this metal personality is very good with order and structure. And there's also kind of a sense of righteousness that can come with that sort of that ability to be ideal, like idealism, and to really, create beautiful spaces with that pristine kind of clarity and feeling to it. So that is the beauty of metal. And with all of the elements, there is no wrong or right element. And we also can have multiple elements within our personality. We actually probably have all 5 elements within our personality. It's just that we might have 1, 2, or 3 that are more dominant. So just pay attention to where you feel like you fall in line with some of these qualities. And this can also help you learn more about other people in your life, your family members, the people that you live with. So as for myself, I do have a lot of metal in my personality. I do tend to really love structure and order and having systems, and it can really stress me out when those systems are out of place, or when other people in my family do not possess this kind of orderly behavior, right? So when I am utterly stressed and I look around and I see that visual chaos, it just kind of like fuels my stress, and then it can lead to me becoming frustrated or judgmental towards my husband. So this is really how it comes out to play for me. Another thing that can happen to me when maybe my metal is out of balance is, yes, I might want to control the situation, or let's say I'm feeling sick or going through some kind of grief process. Metal is also about grief and the ability to let go, which is why I guess metal people are often very good at just kind of getting rid of things they don't need. But when I am physically not capable of keeping that system going, the healing actually, for a person whose metal is like out of balance, maybe going too far, is actually to allow some mess to accumulate so that the healing can happen, so that there is actually spaciousness to let the grief come out, or to let the sadness come out, or to let the sickness come out. Because obviously when we're sick, it's really hard to maintain cleanliness for that period of time. And so the message of the mess or the clutter is actually that it's okay to be in stillness. It's okay to let the mess pile up, especially when your predominant way of being is to want things to be perfect, or to always be doing the right thing. So this is how that imbalance can show up for a metal personality type. And so when a metal personality type is feeling out of balance for a period of time, one way to just adjust this without even necessarily having to touch the clutter or the mess would be to wear a non-metal ring on your middle finger. It could be either hand, but this is the way of bringing in earth, which supports metal. And so that way you're wearing something on your body that helps to adjust and support the metal element within you. And so you can just wear that, you put it actually under your blanket for 9 days, and after the 9 days you put it on your finger and you wear that. And so that way that it can help you with your grief, your sadness, your sickness, whatever it is that may be causing you to feel like you cannot maintain the structure that you normally do.